housing opportunity, member NCUA, NMLS number 800746.
It's the Rockmart Yellow Jackets Coaches Show here on WZOT.
All right, thanks for tuning in tonight to the Coaches Show. I'm Mark Lumpkin, coming to you live from the First Methodist Church in Rockmart, or Rockmart Methodist Church, and JC Snack Shack with a great meal here tonight. First up tonight is we have the volleyball team, and my volleyball person that was supposed to be here and ask all the questions is not here tonight, but I've got the next best thing here, and that's Coach Sharp. Coach, it's good to have you guys on, and I'll just let you start out by just telling us who you got here tonight.
Well, first of all, I want to thank WZOT and JC's for inviting us here tonight. Y'all do a great job, and I know Bill Shervesy and his staff. It was really good food tonight, and any team that comes in, make sure you come in and enjoy that. But tonight I've got part of my coaching staff, Austin Shelton, our JV coach. My wife, Brandy, is the assistant varsity coach, and she takes care of the uniforms, takes care of the bookkeeping and all the administrative stuff. It kind of
She's saying she has to take care of y'all.
Yeah, well, okay. All right, so, but then we've got our whole team here tonight except for Kimberly and Pavon. Unfortunately, she's a little under the weather, so, but we'll just start on my left and work all the way down. We've got a junior in J.C. Dover, seniors, next five are all seniors, Emma Goodson, Alexa Pope, Jenna Freeman, JoJo Roman, and Emily Graham, and then we've got two more juniors, Lily Griffin and Briley Malone, and then our sophomore in Amazia Christopher.
Well, Coach, how far are you into the season right now?
It feels like the end because these 3 weeks, and I tell them, I was like, August is always rough because we start out with Battle of the Counties, and they did it a little differently this year, and so we ended up playing 7 matches on the first day, but we ended up 4th overall out of 9 teams. So we played 7 that day. We've played 20 so far after our tournament this past Saturday, which was the At the Rock tournament where we finished 2nd overall to Central of Carroll.
That's good.
So we're 13-7 right now.
Well, that's good. And what, as far as region standings, where are you right now?
We don't start region play until September the 10th. So as we get through August, and we get in 2 tournaments. We also hosted a JV tournament last Saturday, where our JV team took 2nd place in the silver division. So they had a rough start, but then they came on in the afternoon and ended up 2nd in the silver division. So that was a big accomplishment for them. And Coach Blaylock and Dr. Adams asked me Saturday when the last time it was that we brought home any hardware from our own tournament, and I told him, as far as I know, it was back when Torline was actually coaching, so it's probably been 11 or 12 years. So we brought home a 2nd place in gold with the varsity and a 2nd place in silver in the JV this year.
That's good. Congratulations, girls. Good job. So you got your seniors here. How long have you guys been playing volleyball?
7 years.
Don't be scared now. Come on.
We've all been playing for 7 years.
All been playing for 7 years.
If you started in 6th grade, this is 7 years. So.
What she said.
But
now you can talk.
Yes. And 3 of these, Emma, Alexa, and Jenna, have been on varsity since they were in 9th grade. And JoJo moved here in her 10th grade year, and she's been on varsity for 3 years now.
All right, good. All right, girls.
And Emily, I'm not leaving you out, but Emily was on JV, and last year she was in an accident and broke her wrist and missed a lot of the year. So this year being her senior year, I'm really happy to have her up on the varsity, and she's doing a lot of good things to help us even after missing a year.
All right. Any of the girls, some of you want to talk so much, I can tell, but she didn't want me to start down here on this end with her. But
we need to start with Thousand Dig. So real quick, the story behind that. going into the year, Emma had 944 digs, which is the first ball over after the serve and all that. So she had 944 coming in. In Battle of the Counties, on match point against Cedartown, she got her 1,000th dig on August 10th of 24.
Congratulations. That deserves a speech from her for that. Yeah, get a little closer. So how does it feel to basically, I guess, set a Rockmart High School record for that?
Well, the overall record is right around 1,300, and she already has 201 on the year. So I really expect probably middle of September for her to reach that record.
Is that hard to practice doing?
Yeah.
All right. Well, girl.
So, Emma, tell a little bit about your position, where you play, and what you do.
I'm a libero. Sorry. And basically, I only play back row, and I go in for Amazia on the back row, and then I play for myself.
And me.
And JoJo. And, yeah, my job is to keep the ball off the ground.
We love her.
You
You got to get in the mic.
We love her very much.
All right, so
the libero is the person that has
Libero. Sorry, libero.
Okay, yeah, that is the person that has the opposite color jersey of everybody else.
And they always make me wear the gold because they don't like the gold.
all right, so tell me about the positions the rest of you play down here. We'll start with you.
I'm a DS.
You'll have to.
Okay, you go have to
D-
elaborate a little bit
Defensive
more.
specialist.
Yes.
And I do basically the same thing she does, but I come off the court more than she does.
Okay.
I'm a setter and an outside hitter. When I'm back row, I'm setting, and when I'm front row, I'm hitting outside.
All right.
I'm a middle hitter, and I only play front row.
I'm the same thing as Alexa.
All right. Girls?
And then Amazia, we'll pass it over. So we've got Lily Griffin and Briley Malone, and then we'll go to Amazia, and then we'll go back down if Emma, you'll hand it to JC.
I'm a DS, same as Alexa and Emma. I play left back.
I'm the same thing as Jenna. I'm a setter and outside.
Me, you know, I'm the middle hitter. I just play front row. Besides when I serve. Back row.
I also play front row. I hit on the right side.
And Kimberly Pavon also hits right side. So you have on your front row, you have your right side hitters, you have your middle hitters, and then you have your outside hitters, which hit on the left side. And then your setter for us is on the back row, on the right side. Our libero, Emma, plays middle back, and then Alexa and Lily play left back. So that's your six main positions.
So the ones on the front is the one that gets to spike the ball.
Yes.
It's just her, you pointing to her down there. So she's the main one down there.
Well, yeah, she thinks she is, but
Yeah.
Also, Jenna Rose is leading in the nation for aces.
yeah, she is at, yes. Max Preps just updated today, and she has 66 aces on the year. And so she's leading the state, right? I think that's only the state. Is it the nationwide?
We
Okay.
just checked.
Nation?
So, yes, so she's right now.
Congratulations.
She's leading the nation with 66 aces.
Congratulations. That is
and-
great.
So far in our region, you can go on there, you can see the man, the myth, the legend just walked in. So Robert Torline. So, but
Yes, come on around. I'll get up.
So we have 5 of our players double digits in aces right now. We have Jenna's leading the team with 170 kills, and which is right now is a lot. And for this team, this is my 5th year, and the highest win total we've had in the past is 19, and we're already at 13. And I told them at the beginning of the year, I said, my goal is, hey, I want to win more than 20, and I think we're going to shatter that.
That's good.
So,
That's good.
Assist-wise, between Jenna and Briley, they're both in triple digits, so they both have over 100. And digs, we have 3 people, Jenna, Briley, and Emma, have well over 100 digs. So stat-wise, we're doing really good, really well on the year. And I think, we have 6 players that have double digits in kills. So it's not just Jenna, it's not just Amazi and Briley, but JC and JoJo and Kimberlyn all have double-digit kills on the year.
Well, I can say this, ladies, you have brought the fun back in volleyball for the Rockmart High School, because you got all aspects from the serving to the hits, the digs, the kills, and you're having fun while you're doing it. I mean, Coach, you've done a great job bringing the program back, and, that's something that is near to my heart, this volleyball program, and now that our referee, but you guys, you keep on it, Jeff, you kept on it, and, girls, you're amazing, and the sky's your limit. You're going to beat yourself before somebody else beats you, so hopefully you can fix that. So I didn't get to hear everybody talk, but Coach, how do you stop these girls from beating themselves? Good question, isn't it?
That's a very good question, and we have our moments, but we started July 8th at FCA camp, and when we went there, we learned a lot about ourselves. They learned a lot about each other, and they made the decision, I believe, those 3 days to where they were going to be a team, they were going to back each other up, and from then on, we've done that. We do things together. Every Monday night we get together and eat, even though this is Monday night and it's a little out of our element, but we're still all here eating together. And, we do that. We, it's all them. It's not me. I can honestly tell you it's all them. They have the mindset of we're going to play as a team, we're going to play together. And the only time when we get out of that is when we change our mindset and it becomes about one person and it's not about the team. And they don't do that very often, and it's like a family. They might have a disagreement about something, but it's never a fight. It never goes outside of the team, and they handle everything in-house. And it's such a huge thing for me that this team is completely different from my other 4, where, I've had to pound fundamentals every day. And we don't have to do that anymore. Just like today, we had a very laid-back practice where we talked about, hey, we're getting ready for Dade County and Armuchee tomorrow. How are we going to take care of this? And everybody has input. It's not like I just go out there and say, hey, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to do it. No, everybody has input on what they think is the best way to handle things.
You brought up FCA camp. Did you all talk about that at all? So what did you get out of FCA camp? Put you on the spot, didn't I? Well, let me just tell you real quick. Let me tell you what I got out of it. When my girls went to the FCA camp, some of the sponsors behind you there were putting it on, and I think I gained more the first year than the girls did. And then by the 6th year or 7th year we did it, they were out in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning running, and they were having more fun, and they were team bonding, and they slept in the same room, and that's where you get your team bonding. Did you bond real well at FCA camp?
I think I got closer to, even like I've played with Alexa and Emma for 7 years, but I still really think I got closer to them just through that camp, yeah.
And that's amazing how that works, because, like I said, I wasn't expecting that, and sometimes things you don't expect are even better. What did you get out of it, Emma?
I think we definitely grew as a team, had fun, and really learned that we can all enjoy our sport and love our sport all together and just be a family.
Anybody else? The mic's in here now. Sorry. What you got?
Yeah, same thing as Emma said. I wasn't, since I'm a sophomore and I was on JV last year, wasn't as close with the girls as I am now, but FCA camp and our FCA leaders, Allison, Trish, they really helped us get closer just by,
Yeah, I mean, and you learned about God and everything else. And I think when you put those two things together, team effort and everything else, it's a win-win. And, you know, I know, like I said, I hope you get to do it every year because it brings you closer. Now, you're starting your region play this week, correct? No?
September 10th, I believe.
Oh, I've got some tomorrow, so you're not starting this early, okay. But what do you look like in your region, Coach?
Well, moving back up into the Ringgold area, we've got LFO, Ringgold, Cahulla Creek, Murray County, North Murray, Sonoraville, Union County, and North Cobb Christian are all in our, it's the same region area that football has. So we've got some long rides ahead of us. I know we've got to go to Cahulla Creek, we've got to go to Ringgold and Union County. LFO and North Cobb Christian come to us, but you know, just looking at it, of what I know about some, you know, Murray County has been really good in the past, and I know they lost some seniors from last year. We did have a chance to see North Murray in a scrimmage when they came to us July 18th, and we just had one set to 30, but we beat them there. Sonoraville we played last year in our tournament, and we split with them, but in that game, I think Jenna had kind of tweaked a knee or something, or did something last year, and she didn't play the second set. But I just did that just to kind of make sure she was healthy for the rest of the tournament. So we didn't have her going into that, and I think that would have made a difference. Definitely not saying one person makes a difference, but whenever, you know, she's not on the outside, it affects us. And but we pretty much was in the gold division, so I went ahead and rested her during that, and I think that'll make a difference. Looking at records, you know, it's hard to tell right now, you know, but I think we've got a really great shot of winning our area from everything I've seen with this team right here. If they, you know, whenever they decide to play, just like Saturday, they came out in bracket play and they took it right at Cedartown, and I think they were a little upset from what had happened Thursday night, and they put it back on them. And then we came out and we played Central, and we took them 3 in the final. And I really don't think Central was expecting that. I think they were expecting the Rockmart of old to show up, and you know, the new Rockmart came out Saturday.
I think you're going to have a lot of teams not expecting it, so if you can get them down early on top of them, you're going to have a lot of victories that way, ladies. And, you know, because the talent is there. There's no doubt about it. You know, as a referee, I can't sit up here and watch you play because I have to watch what you do, but it's hard not to watch sometimes because you guys are moving great, you're communicating, but Coach isn't yelling as much, so I know you must be doing something right. So, do we need to take a break?
No, I'm more.
You're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's real easy when you have this group. When they're playing, you know, I have a group that I don't have to get onto.
She didn't get that. Do it again.
Yeah, Siri just decided to show up. But, you know, they go out, they know their job, they know their role, and they go out and do it. And, you know, occasionally they just have to be reminded of what to do. It's not that I have to get on to them of, hey, I've told you a million times to do this. It's not that at all. It's, hey, remember to do this. It may just be, you know, hey, keep your elbow up. Hey, hit it high. Stay in front. Stay behind the ball. And it's just things that, you know, that they know to do, but in the heat of the moment, they may forget it, and they just need a reminder.
Well, I think that you're right, and I think the girls, you know, here's the thing. You're at a point now where Coach has done his job. You have to be the coach on the floor. Who are my coaches on the floor?
I would say me and Emma, most likely. Yeah, or Briley too.
So everybody can go to you, and you're gonna tell them what's going on in court because Coach can't play. Believe me, you don't want him to play. So, but you know,
They see that in practice. It ain't happening.
yeah. I mean, when you guys have smiles in your face, you're gonna win a lot of ball games. The problem with volleyball is the momentum, and when you're playing against a team that's not as good as you and you don't get the momentum going, then you start freaking out and you don't play well. If you just play the way you're supposed to, the way Coach has had you guys play for years, you're going to be fine against. It doesn't matter who you play. So you know, it's going to be a very exciting year. And don't yell at me when I'm on the referee stand. So your coach does enough of that. So I just have to look the other way. So, but
It's just payback from years ago.
it is. But anyway, so.
Yeah, we've kind of reversed roles from when we first met. So I was officiating, he was coaching.
Yeah, and that's why I had to get out. So, but no, I'm glad to see Rockmart is doing well once again. You know, anytime that they win, the school wins. You know, you got softball, you got football, you got everybody that's doing well. The whole sporting program is doing well, and plus people have to compete for their jobs. And you guys are working so hard. You know, you make it tough. Like you said, you didn't play last year. You played JV. Well, you have to bust it behind to get up there and play varsity because you're doing a good job there as well for just being a sophomore. So, who hasn't talked yet? Everybody talked? All right, so pull the mic up. So what do you have to say about this team?
I think that, like, my biggest pull away just from looking at our team this year compared to the team that I've been on for the past 2 years of being on varsity is, I mean, I feel like we covered it talking about the FCA camp, but I feel like I've been able to connect and be closer with each and every one of the girls than just a few on a team, and I feel like that really makes a difference on the court whenever we can be on a level where we can pull each other up and not allow each other to get down on themselves. And honestly, that's how we play so good now, is that we don't let each other get down because of how close we are.
That's great. So what life lessons did you take out of volleyball? And now we're getting serious because you're right in front of me, so pull the mic up. What life lessons did you take out of this whole so far season?
I don't know. I'm not good at talking.
Well,
really not.
that's okay.
So coming off your injury last year,
yeah.
how have you overcome a year of where you really didn't play a whole lot to where you're at now?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, this year, it's really different because, you know, my ninth grade year when I played, I was front row, so I was sitting. And now I'm playing back row, but, I mean, it's cool, I guess. It's okay. I love them. I love my team so much. Like, they're just my best friends because, you know, I don't really have any friends. So they're my best friends.
You got great friends here, though. So,
yes.
And I know everybody wants to play all the way around. Don't get me wrong, but here's the thing.
That's why I have Emma.
When you have such a good team, you can play in different spots and get well at it. So, what do you take out of this volleyball team that you have right here?
Oh, good one.
Close to the mic. Come on up.
What was the question?
So, what do you take out of this volleyball team you have here, and how you're doing, and what expectations you have for this year?
I think we're gonna do pretty good this year. Everybody's been saying we're all like really close, and I think FCA camp really did help all of us to join together because I've been playing on varsity since my freshman year, and I haven't been playing with a couple of these girls, but I feel like I've been playing with them my whole life. So I think it's just good that we're all so close together. I think we're going to do good.
Most definitely. And so you would recommend FCA camp to everyone?
Oh, yeah. Obviously, yes.
Yeah, great. All right, so we're going to start at the end of the table. You're going to give a shout out to whatever you want to say about the team, family member, your coach. He can't hold it against you. We got witnesses. Whatever you want to say.
I'm really thankful for the team that we have, that they really care about each and every one of us, and they're for the team and not for themselves. So even when we get down on each other, they're still there to lift you up, and we have a coach that's there to lift you up on and off the court, and he's not just for volleyball, but he's for you and who you are as a person.
I expect you to give that young lady $20.
Literally. Also, Coach Sharp has just been the best coach we could ever ask for. He genuinely cares about us, even when he can be a little mean sometimes. I'm just playing. But no, he really does care about us, and we just love him. And I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. Love my family. Thank you for always supporting me and bedazzling my ball and everything. I really appreciate your time. And for the team, I love y'all so much. And y'all are making my senior year the most enjoyable thing that I can ever have. And I'm just so thankful for y'all. Love y'all.
Kind of the same as what they said. Coach Sharp has always been here for us and is also for us more than he is, or not more, but the same as he is for the team and all the girls. I love you all, and I'm glad I got to spend 4 years with y'all.
I'm going to say the same thing. Coach Sharp and Brandy, thank you. Also my mom and daddy. They're my biggest supporters. They do everything for me. Yeah.
Big shout out to Sharp because he's really he's there for us in ways that it's hard for other teammates to be because I don't know, but the teammates are also really well. I think that it's nice that we have all kinds of different personalities on the team, people that can be hard on us, people that can make us laugh and keep us smiling. It's really great. Also, I love my family.
My shout out would be to obviously Coach Sharp. You know, he's always there for us on and off the court, like they said down there. But another shout out, I love my team. They're just amazing. Chef's kiss. They're amazing. Love them. And also to my biggest supporter, my mommy and my grandmama and my stepdad. I love them so much.
I'm really grateful for my team because when I'm in my head, they lift me up and they support me in everything I do, and so does Coach Sharp. And a shout out to my mom because she comes to every single game and she buys all of them food and she loves all of us.
Coach Sharp and the team, of course, but Coach Sharp mainly because he's been coaching baseball and coaching boys, and he just comes to coach volleyball, and it just clicks. He knows how to coach girls. Oh, and my dad and my nana, Papa.
Yeah, big shout out to Coach Sharp and the rest of the team because I'm so glad I got to play with you guys before y'all got to graduate. And shout out to my mom for yelling in the stands like a maniac. But I know y'all kind of like when she yells. It's kind of embarrassing, but yeah. Yeah, get it together. That's my mom. Y'all better get it together before she come down on the court. But yeah, love my family, my teammates. Love y'all to death, and my coach and Brandy.
I don't love your mama yelling at me, though. But before we give it to Coach Sharp, I want to say a special thank you to Debbie and Sherman Ross. They're sitting back here. They've always been supporting the high school. But when I first came here as a coach, they brought us to FCA camp, and they came every time. And that's one of the reasons why we go there and why our team changed so dramatically, because of what they did, and not just with volleyball, but with Christ. And it meant a lot, and they've never given up on that. So I want to thank you all for what you did. And now that we're back doing it again with Shane Petty, I think it's awesome. And, Coach, we're going to go back to you. Now, I'm not going to give you kudos because you give me heck on the stand. So, I think what you've done is great for these girls. So what do you want to tell them?
Well, first of all, thank you for everything you said there. It really hits me, right in the heart. But I want to thank first Shane Petty with FCA, but Trish Lindsay and Allison Rounds are our FCA character coaches. So they come in and they're at games. They come in on Monday nights and talk to the girls, and we're able to do that. And I want to thank all of my sponsors. If you go in the gym, all the signs on the bottom of the gym, that's all volleyball sponsors. The signs up top are all volleyball sponsors, and Sherman Ross is one of those. And because of all of those sponsors, and when I took this program over, it was during COVID, and because of the people in the community, we were in the hole, but because of the people in the community, they helped dig out of the hole, and now I'm at a point where I could pay for all of these girls to go to FCA camp, and they didn't have to pay a dime. And that's because of the leadership in this community, the sponsors that have helped us out. And, if you look at all of those, there's about 30 of them. And that just allows us to do what we can do and play the game that these ladies love. And I've been around this game since 1991, whenever I was officiating, and yes, I know. And but I enjoy this game, and sometimes it's the most difficult game, and sometimes they make it look so easy.
All right. Well, Coach, thanks for coming in tonight, and girls, congratulations on the wins, and good luck with the rest of the season. And we're just we're hoping you can bring us home a region title this year. Think we can do it.
That's the goal, anyways.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll have Coach Parson and his crew up here, and we'll talk a little bit about football.
What kind of cake will they serve at your retirement party? Chocolate? Red velvet? Because whether you plan to retire in 15 years or 50, a State Farm agent can help you take charge of your retirement and help make it seem like, well, a piece of cake.
Sherman Ross State Farm Insurance, here to help and serve you. Call them today at 770-684-3500.
Get your bronze on. Visit Totally Bronze Tanning Salon at 254 West Elm Street in Rockmart to get that beautiful bronze look. Totally Bronze Tanning Salon has a very clean and cool facility with a safe, well-lit parking area. For a quick tan, they have sunless spray tanning. Call them today at 770-684-3003 for an appointment, or go by 254 West Elm Street in Rockmart.
Termites, wasps, ants, roaches. Do these words bring fear to you? If so, put an end to these fears by calling Harrelson Termite and Pest Control. Being the largest pest control company in Polk County, they can rid you of your fear of these words and bring a smile to your face. Call today at 770-684-1488 to schedule an appointment.
Is your thermostat breaking your wallet each month? The reason could be your home is not adequately insulated. Have the experts at TNT Insulation help put money back in your pocket. Call Tim Montgomery today at 770-684-1887 to schedule an inspection. TNT Insulation can handle all your insulation needs, and they specialize in spray foam insulation.
Lewis Motor Company in Rockmart carries a wide variety of quality vehicles with the inventory updated on a regular basis to provide you with the best selection. Let Lewis Motor Company put you in a vehicle with their guaranteed credit approval. Lewis Motor Company, 218 South Piedmont Avenue in Rockmart.
Silver Comet Furniture, your one-stop shop for every room in the house. Are you still sleeping on that mattress you bought from Mr. Ernest at Piedmont Furniture? Time to hitch the horses to the wagon and head down Highway 278 towards Cedartown for the best deals in bedding and furniture. Financing is available, no credit needed, free delivery within Polk County. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Broken pipes, flooding, and storm damage are things we hope never happen. But when they do, Elandon Restoration Service should be your first call. They are licensed and insured to handle the project from the drying throughout the repairs. Local, hometown, and family owned. They provide 24/7 emergency water and sewage removal for Polk and surrounding counties. They're an insurance claim specialist and 5-star rated on Google. Call them at 470-884-5931. Look them up on the web at www.elandonrestoration.com or Elandon Restoration Services on Facebook.
If you insure your house and your car with Allstate, you'll save money. Up to 10% off the auto bill and 15% off the home insurance. If you ever need to use that insurance, you'll have the convenience of having only one agent to call. The Allstate home and auto discounts. More convenient, more reasonable. You shouldn't have to pay more for convenience. That's Allstate stand.
To find out more about Allstate home and auto discounts, visit your local Allstate agent, John Purser, at 770-684-1328. Are you in good hands?
Tilly's Home Furnishings at 966 Cedartown Highway has new shipments arriving daily. Online shopping on their new website, TillysHomeFurnishings.com, or Come by and shop from our 42-inch digital catalog in our showroom. Don't be silly. Call Tilly's 770-684-5314.
Come see us. Ask for Scooter.
Hey folks, this is your old buddy Bill Sherfus, General Manager of JC's Snack Shack in Aragon, Georgia. Here at JC's, we are open for breakfast and lunch starting at 5:30 a.m. till 3 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday. Don't miss out on our homemade cathead biscuits and our country breakfast sandwiches. Even though our chili dogs and chili burgers are hard to beat, we offer a menu for everyone's taste. Remember, we're JC's Snack Shack, where everything starts with chili. Call ahead on our phone numbers 678-685-6010 and go Jackets.
It's the Rockmart Yellow Jackets Coaches Show here on WZOT.
We're back. An update on the girls softball. Rockmart hit a home run in the bottom of the 6th, and now it's tied up going in the top of the 7th, 4-4. All right, we got Coach Parson and a couple of coaches on tonight. And Coach, coming off of a loss against Cartersville, during the halftime, you talked to David, and you talked about that we needed to find our identity out there on the field. And you know, you take a couple of big plays away from Cartersville, and it really wasn't a blowout like it looked like. I mean, they had about 3 big plays that got put on the board. But just give us your take of the game Friday night.
Yeah, you know, it was really almost identical to last week when we talked about, you know, Rockmart can't beat themselves, can't put them in situations where we turn the ball over, we give defense bad field position, and then defense can't give up big plays, and it happened. I mean, just like I said, you know, we give up, you know, defense, we come out and we force them to 2 field goals, and they missed it, and we had an opportunity to move the ball. First possession wasn't very good. Second possession, we fumbled. So we put the defense in a bad situation right off the get-go 2 times. And then, you know, we had a call blitz on, and we didn't hit the right gaps. We misaligned on that, and, you know, he hits it right up to mouth and goes for a big play, big touchdown. Again, we're just very inconsistent on offense. We don't have an identity. I'm glad it's an off week so we can try to figure out what our identity is going to be going into Ringo. It's frustrating. It is. And, you know, we had a staff meeting today, and we had some grown-up conversations, and there's a lot of frustrations in all of us. So we're experiencing stuff that we hadn't experienced before. So, you know, we're trying to work through those. You feel like you get a little momentum, then all of a sudden we give it back to, you know, just hand it back to them. So they bust us for 3 big plays in the first half, or in the first 2 quarters. We find a little momentum, and we score to make it 21-6. And all of a sudden we give up the edge on the extra point, and they block the extra point, which it does. Those extra points take some air out of the success that you just had. And then, you know, with their tempo, with about 3 or 4 plays later, we had 2 guys sitting in the right position for the screen, and we didn't make the play. And it ends up being a 50-yard touchdown screenplay. You know, the kid throws it 5 yards and goes 50. So, you know, it's 28-6 going in, and you know, it's what we talked about. You can't give up big plays, and you got to move the football. We didn't. I don't know if we even have a first down other than a penalty to get us a first down Friday night. So, you know, we're going through our growing pains, and it is frustrating because this is not the standard, and, you know, there's no excuse. There's no more excuses of we're young. I mean, we've got 4 games really underneath us with the 2 scrimmages and 2 regular season games. So, you know, we got to figure out as a team what we're going to be and how we're going to finish this thing up. But I loved how our kids played with class. They played hard. We didn't execute consistently on both sides of the ball. We gave up we turned the ball over 5 times. We fumbled it twice. We gave up 2 picks, and we muffed a punt. So, and they scored off all those turnovers. And good teams that do that are going to, beat your eyes in. So, a lot of people have said, oh, well, it was a lot closer. And I was like, close. It's 35-6. That's a butt whooping. Now, that's a coach talk. And I get it, and I'm assuming a lot of people thought it might be worse than it was. We didn't. After watching tape and evaluating their talent to our talent, their depth is bigger than ours because they're a bigger school. But, we're big up front. We got guys that can run. They executed and we didn't. And, that's not necessarily all our kids' fault. It's a whole program fault. It's coaches and players.
Well, people say that it wasn't that big of a blowout, and you as a coach, you say it is, but we had the ball plenty of times and moving it down the field, but it goes back to that Cedartown game. We drive it down the field, and then just a costly mistake, it could have been a lot closer than what it was. And, the defense, they gave it all they had other night, and they stayed on the field a long time. How important is it right now to have that open week before you head into the region play?
Well, it is, I don't know the right word. I mean, it is highly important. I mean, it's, I am the one who scheduled it that way. If you look at our schedule, we play 4 games. When I can't say 4, you got 2 scrimmage and 2 regular season games, and there's a break. Then we're fixing to go 4 games, and there's a break, and then we finish up with, making it about 7 games. So there was a thought process into how we schedule and who we schedule. So. We've got to get some people healthy. Hopefully we get Quinn Glover back. He had surgery on his thumb last week, I believe it was. He's supposed to get a cast on so we could have him on special teams and defense. He plays receiver as well. He's got about 3 or 4 more weeks in a cast before we see if he can catch a ball. But at least we'll have another body in the back end. We're banged up front. It's just, Reese Owens is banged up a little bit, and there's probably 6 or 7 of them that are beat up and banged up. So, the open week is important, but it's not to sit in the ice tub important. And we got to get out there and practice and fix our mistakes and find who we're going to be and those issues at practice. But, no, this bye week is important for us.
All right, so you got Coach Dante here, and
I got Coach Pledger and Coach Jones. Both of them been with me since 2016. Yep. Obviously, Coach Jones is a graduate of Rockmart, and he's got a lot of skin in the game here.
Yeah, and you wanted to question those two.
I sure did. Coach Jones, you, like he said, you got a lot of skin in the game. You have been doing this from Pee Wee ball, running the program all the way up to now, and you finally got to be in the football with Coach and seeing these kids grow, see your own kids grow. Where do you see us at now? I mean, we've been very successful, and we're going to continue to be successful, but we're younger. Where do you see us now?
Well, I mean, we're really young. We're really young, and it's a standard that we set of presidents that's been around for the last since 2016. I mean, we've been a high-powered offense that we've been used to, and right now we in uncharted territory. Like we don't really know our identity, and that ain't been a problem for us in the past. But we as coaches, we know eventually a light bulb's going to go on. It's going to come on, and we're going to be fine.
I don't disagree with you at all. I'm with Mark, and when you guys' defense was lights out, if we just could have got a few offensive plays at the beginning, momentum would have changed all kinds of things. Coach Pleasure, what do you think about the team we have, what we're talking about, and how can we help?
I I think about something my wife says to me right before we play Bremen every year is the grind starts today. It's called a grind for a reason. You know, we're not where we thought we would be at this point, but the great thing is you wake up another day, you get another chance to get better. You know, it wouldn't be called the grind if you didn't have opportunities to continue to work and work out the kinks and try to get us going in the right direction. And that's what we get an opportunity to do over the next 2 weeks, getting ready for Ringo.
There's no reason to put the fire on because you got a lot of fire going on your team right now. It's just a matter of getting them in the right direction and going the right way. How do you do that now and we have that week off and just loving on them and telling them what they need to do? How do you do that?
So, like for me personally, you know, sitting there watching Saturday, like Coach said, it's frustrating at times because, you know, I'm watching the defensive line and you see flashes of things that we're working on. You see, you know, great pad level, one play out of a kid. You see, you know, a kid do a great job taking on a double team, and then 2 plays later it looks like they haven't played, you know, up to what we've been coaching them yet. You know, it's just the consistency of trying to get them to put their hand in the ground, understand what we've got to do, and execute it each and every single play. And you know, so this weekend I did a lot of self-reflection on trying to decide how does my message change or how do I drive my message home to help us get to where we want to be. You know, when we're not succeeding on the field, you know, I take it very personally. I make it my own personal mission to try to make sure, you know, I do my part to right the ship. And so, I mean, that's just where I am right now and as we work towards it.
Okay, Coach Jones, and piggybacking on that, I mean, it's a trust thing. They do things and then they kind of like, oh, okay, I'm going to do my own thing. How do you get them out of that to where trust the process, like you said, and each time they do the same thing, because they are younger, but, you know, all it takes is one person to be out of place to mess the whole thing up, and they've got to all work together. At least I'm not a football player, mind you, so I'm assuming that's the way it works. So how do you just tell them, say, guys, you got to understand, we got to do it this way?
Well, that's the thing. We got to stay consistent with our message, and we gotta drive that home to keep driving them to do the right thing and do it the right thing every play, because there's just so much inconsistency right now, and we, like Coach said, we can't keep saying we're young, because I mean we are who we are, and we know that, so we just gotta keep being consistent with our message.
Well, they've seen 4 games now, like you said. You know, in practice, it's one thing. In practice, it probably looks pretty doggone good most of the time. Then you get out to a game. Well, now it's over. Now we got to get ready for the area. So, Coach, I mean, as you guys said, you're saying all the right things. You got to get them to buy into it. What do we do here?
No, you go to work. You roll your sleeves up and go to work. We're going to have a blue-collar mentality. We're not looking for any easy way out. We don't want a pity party. We've played 4 really good teams, and you know, not by accident. I mean, I wanted to schedule those teams. We wanted our players to be tested. I didn't know that we would be in a place offensively where we're at, but that's life. You know, there's solutions. That's what we talked about today. You know, we didn't talk about, you know, problems. We kept saying, all right, there's solutions. Let's find solutions. Everything's fixable, and we as coaches always find ourselves in those areas of trying to fix situations. So we're going to find a solution. We're going to use these next 2 weeks to you know, get some answers to our questions and be ready to face our first region opponent up at Ringo. And, you know, if anybody was to blame anybody, blame me for the schedule. You know, we can sit here and talk what's the issue, what's going on all we want to. We played 4 really good teams. I'd be surprised if those 4 teams are not deep in the playoffs. you know, if they stay healthy. Cartersville is well-coached team. They've got a established program. We know that. We're right here at it. And my message to them before the game was this. I mean, you know, all our kids for the last couple of years, like, Coach, we want to play these guys. Coach, let's play the big games. Let's go. Well, now we're in it. You know, don't talk about it. Let's be about it. And, you know, we dropped the ball. We you know, spit the bit out. I mean, you could come up with all these analogies. At the end of the day, we didn't play well, not up to our par, not up to our standard. And like Coach Jones says, it's frustrating because we hadn't had issues in the past of moving the football. And we are consistently not moving the football. So, you know, we talk about the up front issues. We talked about the running back issues. We talked about the receiver issues. And we talked about the quarterback issues. So we're going to find solutions, and you will see a well-coached, better executing team in 2 weeks. I can promise you that.
I'm not worried about that. I agree. I mean, you want to play these tougher teams, and I'm not worried about what you're doing. The one thing that I see different this year than I see in the past and is the quarterback mobility, as far as you've always had someone that can just take off and go, and that's something your team and you are having to adjust to as well. And I'm sure you are. So, I mean, but that's growing pains. I mean, that's what you're working on. So am I wrong in saying we're different in
No,
doing
I think he brings something different to the table, yes, good and bad. You know, he's going through a little bit of an injury right now that's kind of undisclosed, and so, you know, we're working through that. You know, he's got the ability to run. Now, he's not a Javen Watley.
Right.
You know, he's not a J.D. Davis, and he's not a Callion. He's himself, and he brings things to the table. You know, both quarterbacks bring different things to the table. It's just they just got to be more consistent in their play. That's what they've got to bring to the table at the end of the day. But they're different quarterbacks. You know, he's not as mobile as what we've had in the past. We have not tailored our offense as so to speak for that. You know, we're doing the same stuff. We really are. You're not seeing the scoreboard light up like you have in the past. So, which you go back and look, you know, last year against Cedartown, we only scored 13 points, and one of them was a kickoff return. And then you go and you play Cass, and we started having some success. We had some defensive turnovers early in the game that got us the ball down there. We won by 1 point. They tried to go for 2. We won by 1. And then at Dalton, they were up 14-0 before New York hiccup, before you can turn around. And, you know, we had to struggle to get back in the game 14-14 there, and then they ended up winning in overtime. So it might take till we get back in the region to kind of figure out identity, you know, and that'll be okay. As long as we figure it out in the next 2 weeks, we'll be fine.
And I think it's everybody in Rockmart knows you go play those bigger teams at the beginning. You did that for several years now. So you know, and it's just we know what we're gonna see to start out with. What about, all right, you got some of these players, you got a lot of young players, and we've talked about that. But are y'all seeing any of the players, these veterans that have been playing, stepping up to the plate and getting on these younger ones, and hey, you know, you got to
I will say that, you know, not necessarily getting on them, you know, in a negative way.
Right, yeah.
They are getting on them and encourage them to kind of step their game up. You know, Luke Clay is a very vocal guy on the sideline. I heard him go over to Luke Parker several times and talk about, we got you back, let's go, you know, move the football. You know, some of them are vocal leaders, and they lead that way. Him and Reese are kind of that. And then you got the leaders that kind of lead by example, and you look at kind of what Tristan Anderson did, you know, against Cartersville, where, you know, he's not shying away from playing in all three phases of the game, and they kick him the ball. He's got a chance to almost return it every time. We're trying to get him the ball offensively, and then he had an opportunity to have at least 2 picks the other night. So everybody leads in different ways. I don't feel like there's any, I don't know the right word, divide amongst the locker room. I don't feel that. And we consciously talk about keep the main thing the main thing. That locker room's got to stay tight. There's going to be a lot of poison in the streets that you can pick up and hear and all that. You're not going to please everybody, but what matters the most is this locker room, because we go to war every day. We show up every day. We are the most consistent in this program. So, there's going to be bandwagon fans. There's going to be and we talk about those things. Like we want to play for this community, play for each other, but we want to make sure that locker room's really tight so there is no divide. And I don't have a sense that there is. I'm sure there's frustration. We're all human. I'm frustrated. I've been frustrated all weekend. Ask my wife. So, that's just part of being competitive. That's part of when you set a standard for yourself and for others, and you have high expectations, which we do in our football program, and you start off 0-2, which is not the end of the world, but it's the way we have played consistently. We've showed some good things. Like we watched tape today on offense, and me and my brother get into it for about an hour, and we're yelling at each other, and we're going to see how physical we've been. We go back, we look at Rome and that drive we took right down their throat running the football, and I sit there and apologize. I said, that's been our best drive and most dominant drive all season. Where's that been? Because we didn't have that against Cedartown. We didn't have that against Cartersville. And Rome is probably just, as good as those two in areas. So we do have it. We're just not showing it consistently.
Right, and I didn't mean that there was any division. I just, in the past, you've had some players step up and really take charge, and some of the veteran players, and that's kind of what I was.
Yeah, and it's been, and these coaches can attest to this. I mean, we yearning for those guys, for leaders to kind of step up and take charge, and who's going to be our bell cow, so to speak. So we're encouraging those seniors and those upperclassmen to do that. It's just, boy, this day and age with these kids, they're scared to kind of step out on their own and be that guy.
Yeah.
Too many of you're a try hard, or it's not good for social media type thing.
Right. Absolutely.
Or I'm gonna put you on Snapchat and make fun of you.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother battle out there with all that stuff.
Absolutely. So you coaches, the kids have got to be down a little bit. So how do you build that confidence in them? I mean, you know what you want them to do. How do you get them, just instill that in their mind to have that confidence? Because I can see that, kind of a lack of confidence in some of them probably is coming into play on Friday nights.
For me, I did it today when we were sitting at the meeting. I'm sending out clips to kids and saying, look, you've played better than this, or it's, look, like I told you, you can look at this play right here. Like you're doing exactly what we've talked about for, 3 or 4 weeks. We just need this out of you consistently. Like it exists in you. One of my things that I've always kind of done is, even when a kid's had a rough night, I had a conversation with a kid who had looked really, really good through a couple games and then looked awful. Just didn't have his best night, and it happens. There's nights where I don't have a very good night as a coach, and I've been doing it for 13 years. He just had an off night, and the first thing I did when I saw him on Monday, I said, look, Coach Pledger still believes in you. I still got a lot of faith in you. You had a bad game, and it might change some things looking forward into this next week, but I still got faith in you. You got to have some confidence in yourself. Let's just go back to work. Let's fix it. And You know, I try to have those conversations. You know, I'm not the biggest screamer, yeller type of guy. I have a lot of close, real conversations of these are the things you do well, these are the things you do poorly, and we get to work on these and you know, build these other things up. And those are the conversations I plan on having tomorrow with all of our guys and you know, just trying to let them know, look, you know, we're not playing where we want to be right now, but we've shown through 4 games that we at least have a general idea. You know, so what does it take for us to become more consistent, and who's going to be, you know, the guys out of our group that are going to step out of that comfort zone and are willing to go head first through a wall to make sure that we accomplish what we're trying to accomplish this season.
Coach John?
Well, just keep encouraging. I mean, we got to keep encouraging them because a lot of players that we got that's playing right now hadn't had a lot of grass time. So the more that they do it and the more they keep showing up and going out there, they're going to get better and they'll become confident. The more you do it, the more confident they're going to become. Because a lot of our kids are sophomores right now, sophomores and freshmen. So we don't have a lot of kids. We didn't have a lot of kids that come back that's got a lot of grass time in the past. So that's where their confidence level is really low now. But the more they run out there on the field on Friday nights, the more confident they're going to get once they start having some success.
Well, I mean, Coach, you said it, and you know, social media, all that other stuff that's out there. The issue is you've done so well for so many years that it's expected. Now, you know as well as I do, and all you do, coaches, this doesn't come easy, and you have to work just as hard at that big win as you do on a loss. People don't see that. In the stands, they are a coach, and they know how to make plays after you just made a bad play. They can tell you what you did wrong. I'm sure they still do. But it's harder to get these kids to understand. But there's no doubt, and the question is, I know you're going to get them where you need them to be. People have to be patient. And the more they talk to their kids and put it on social media, the worse it is on you guys, correct? To try to make sure they hold their own in your locker room.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the best thing we need is to have a really good week of practice and prepare for Ringo. We got 2 weeks to prepare for it and go up to Ringo and get a win. You know, a lot of times doing this is the quickest medicine to cure your heartaches and your losses is a win. So we got to make sure that we're dotting our I's, crossing our T's this week and next week, and you know, go up to Ringold, and it's our first region game, and it's going to be the most and biggest game of the year. You know, I told them after the game we're now starting the real season, and it's the most important season because we've been champions, king of the mountain for 7 years, and everybody's circled Rockmart on their schedule because that's what you do. I mean, you look at any team, any league, any sport that when you've been king of the region, king of your sport, they want to knock you off. So we got to make sure that we just not showing up. We got to show up with a purpose and an expectation to win that game. So, you know, we're excited to coach our kids tomorrow. I'm excited to get them back. We gave them a day off because it's off week. They'll practice Tuesday and Wednesday, possibly Thursday, depending on how they practice Tuesday and Wednesday. We've got a Thursday middle school game at Villa Rica. We got a Thursday JV game at Villa Rica. So there is some Rockmart football this week. If you guys want to come out to Villa Rica and watch a middle school game at 5, and right after it, as soon as it ends, we kick off the JV game. Could be 6:30, could be 6:45. It's scheduled for 7, and so there is some Rockmart football this week. And then next week, our middle school and JV will be off, and we'll travel up to Ringo for our first region game.
What's Ringo looking like? What, y'all saw film on them?
Yeah, so they beat Dade County and they beat Murray County. That was their first 2 regular season games. You know, so they're 2-0. And they're feeling good about themselves, which they should be. They've got a good football team, and they always play hard up there. And I can remember, I think it was 3-4 years ago when we had to go up there and play. You know, there's a long walk that we have to get to their field, and you know it's a tough environment because their home crowd they pack the stands, and they're very proud of their team. So it's a tough test for us in the first region game to be on a long road. We're going up to Tennessee at the top of Georgia. So we're excited about it, and you know, it's another challenge to see where our kids grow.
Coaches, y'all got anything you want to add tonight before we close this out?
Just thanks for having us.
All right.
Hey, thank y'all for being here tonight, and I know we're running a little late, but it's a tight schedule tonight. Softball, we had to break. We broke away from softball on Facebook, and, you know, I just had to make the call. But there's a lot of stuff going on. Let me tell you what happened in softball. In the bottom of the 8th, LFO went up 7-4. In the top of the 8th. The bottom of the 8th, the Jackets come in and won it.
Nice.
And won it 8-7.
Nice. Nice job.
That's pretty good.
That's great.
So in the position I'm in, don't put me on the camera, Michael. I'm gonna be part of the crowd. But your coach, your daddy-in-law will tell you, the position I'm in at work, I get all the comments. And a lot of it is, why are we playing all these teams? And this is what I say. We done been 15 games, and you get there, and we meet somebody we ain't never seen. So, you know, we got to change that up, and we get it. I get it. I'm behind you, whatever you decide. If somebody comes in and says, my roof's falling, I'm going to call the best framer I know. We're going to figure out why the roof's falling. If somebody comes in and says, why ain't my insurance paying? I'm going to call Sherman Ross. And I'm going to say, can you help this guy out? He needs some answers. Well, the question is, what's going on with the quarterback? And here's my answer. If there's anybody in Rockmart I'm going to call about a quarterback, it's going to be Bill Parsons.
I hear you.
You're our guy. And we just got to get it done. And I appreciate everything.
Well, you know what? I'm just glad they're talking about football in this town.
That's right. They're doing it.
At least, so we must be important if they're talking about it.
That's exactly right.
That's how I look at it.
Thank y'all for being on.
Well, you know we love WZOT, love you guys. And win, lose, or draw, we're going to be here. We're going to be consistent with our message and our preaching, because at the end of the day, wins and losses are going to come and go, right?
Right.
We ain't going to remember this, and hopefully at the end of this year, we're holding up this championship trophy. Nobody's going to talk about the 0-2 start. They're going to talk about the finish. But at the end of the day, if these young men can leave us and be great husbands and fathers and men of society, that's the big win in life.
All right, that's it. Good luck, Coach, next week. And don't forget, Thursday night, head up to Villa Rica and see 2 great ball games that night. Thanks for tuning in.
You have been listening to the Rockmart Yellow Jackets Coaches Show. Tune in next week to WZOT as we come to you live.
What's up? This is Riley. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Chicken Club sandwich is the applewood bacon. It's savory, and then it's also kind of sweet. And I think the combination of bacon with chicken and Colby Jack cheese, it just really knocks it out of the park.
Hey, I'm Tanea. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Chicken Club sandwich is the chicken. It's so juicy. It's grilled to perfection. I'm going to devour this sandwich.
Order the Grilled Chicken Club sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Get your bronze on. Visit Totally Bronze Tanning Salon at 254 West Elm Street in Rockmart to get that beautiful bronze look. Totally Bronze Tanning Salon has a very clean and cool facility with a safe, well-lit parking area. For a quick tan, they have sunless spray tanning. Call them today at 770-684-3003 for an appointment, or go by 254 West Elm Street in Rockmart.
Our kitchen is where our life happens. It's the heart of our home. It wasn't always perfect, but now it is, thanks to a home equity line of credit from family. I just love my kitchen.
Use the equity in your house to love your home with Family Savings Credit Union. Visit FamilySavingsCU.com. Equal Housing Opportunity, member NCUA, NMLS number 800746.
What kind of cake will they serve at your retirement party? Chocolate? Red velvet? Because whether you plan to retire in 15 years or 50, a State Farm agent can help you take charge of your retirement and help make it seem like, well, a piece of cake.
Sherman Ross State Farm Insurance, here to help and serve you. Call them today at 770-684-3500.
Lewis Motor Company in Rockmart carries a wide variety of quality vehicles with the inventory updated on a regular basis to provide you with the best selection. Let Lewis Motor Company put you in a vehicle with their guaranteed credit approval. Lewis Motor Company, 218 South Piedmont Avenue in Rockmart.
Termites, wasps, ants, roaches. Do these words bring fear to you? If so, put an end to these fears by calling Harrelson Termite and Pest Control. Being the largest pest control company in Polk County, they can rid you of your fear of these words and bring a smile to your face. Call today at 770-684-1488 to schedule an appointment.
Is your thermostat breaking your wallet each month? The reason could be your home is not adequately insulated. Have the experts at TNT Insulation help put money back in your pocket. Call Tim Montgomery today at 770-684-1887 to schedule an inspection. TNT Insulation can handle all your insulation needs, and they specialize in spray foam insulation.
Silver Comet Furniture, your one-stop shop for every room in the house. Are you still sleeping on that mattress you bought from Mr. Ernest at Piedmont Furniture? Time to hitch the horses to the wagon and head down Highway 278 towards Cedartown for the best deals in bedding and furniture. Financing is available, no credit needed, free delivery within Polk County. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Broken pipes, flooding, and storm damage are things we hope never happen. But when they do, Elandon Restoration Service should be your first call. They are licensed and insured to handle the project from the drying throughout the repairs. Local, hometown, and family owned. They provide 24/7 emergency water and sewage removal for Polk and surrounding counties. They're an insurance claim specialist and 5-star rated on Google. Call them at 470-884-5931. Look them up on the web at www.elandonrestoration.com or Elandon Restoration Services on Facebook.
Lewis Motor Company in Rockmart carries a wide variety of quality vehicles with the inventory updated on a regular basis to provide you with the best selection. Let Lewis Motor Company put you in a vehicle with their guaranteed credit approval. Lewis Motor Company, 218 South Piedmont Avenue in Rockmart.
If you insure your house and your car with Allstate, you'll save money. Up to 10% off the auto bill and 15% off the home insurance. If you ever need to use that insurance, you'll have the convenience of having only one agent to call. The Allstate home and auto discounts. More convenient, more reasonable. You shouldn't have to pay more for convenience. That's Allstate stand.
To find out more about Allstate home and auto discounts, visit your local Allstate agent, John Purser, at 770-684-1328. Are you in good
Tilly's
hands?
Home Furnishings at 966 Cedartown Highway has new shipments arriving daily. Online shopping on their new website, tillishomefurnishings.com. Or come by and shop from our 42-inch digital catalog in our showroom. Don't be silly. Call Tilly's 770-684-5314.
Come see us. Ask for Scooter.